to look at the next one then. So if we look at the next hexagram in the Fuchs sequence, so this is Li fire. So system 3, it connects to the spleen, and system 1, it connects to the fire element, which is heart, small intestine. If we look at this chart again, so we can see here that Kishima associates the fire trigram to all circulatory and cardiovascular conditions. Small intestine diseases, the tongue and the eyes, any inflammation or fever, arrhythmia or redness, problems with metabolism, or extreme forms of delirium and hysteria. So you can see that the first, on the Fushigua, the first one is Chien Heaven, second one's Dry Lake, third one's Li Fire, and the fourth one is Jun Thunder. So these are all coming from the top of the yin yang symbol down the left hand side as the yang declines. But they're all fairly extreme mental and emotional states, overexcitement and frenzied states of mind, extreme forms of delirium and hysteria, fits of anger and rage. So they're the yang components, so that the fire's kind of up and big. Yeah. And this is also middle daughter. So if we keep the theme going as we started, and we place the father again, or the older male, underneath, and the middle daughter above. In Dr. Tan's numbering, we have number 13, and in the I Ching book, number 14. And this is called Great Harvest. So here you have one yin line amongst 5 yang lines, and the yin line is in the position of the king. So it's the 5th line is often the ruler of the hexagram. So the yin line here means that all of the yang lines come to support the middle daughter, or the middle-aged lady.
Can I ask something? Middle daughter. What age?
Yeah, I would say,
to my mind.
Yeah, I would think probably from around 30. I'd say 32 onwards.
32.
Yeah, like I think the 32s. Or actually, probably go. I was thinking more male. You probably go to 28 when the female's in her prime, according to the 7 cycles of change, 7-year cycles of change in the woman. So I'd probably go up to about 28 with the youngest daughter, and then 28.
Minimum 26, maximum 32, 35.
You think it would go to 35? I'd say a young daughter is a young girl up to about 28, I would say.
Yes.
Yeah, and you can also get an older person come in, say they're in their 40s or 50s, and they're working directly on an aspect of when they were a little girl, and they might be the youngest daughter in the family, or the middle daughter in the family, sorry. And in that case, you can still use the middle daughter irrespective of the age. So it's quite flexible in a lot of ways.
Okay.
And as the fire trigram is the spleen meridian, we'll put the spleen hexagram next to this one. So can you see what line we would need to needle to make balance? 2, yeah. Okay. So we have spleen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8, 9. Oops. So in this situation, then we'd have spleen 2 would be the one that we could use on the spleen meridian if we wanted to work on this. So if we just put this here, we've got spleen 2. If we decided to use urinary bladder, this should be urinary bladder 60. Just to copy what we did in the last one, we could decide to do oppositional hexagram. And with this one, if we put the let's use the lung. We use the lung one. So this is the lung hexagram. And we can see here that we have this one, oh sorry, this one, and this one that are opposite polarities. So lung, we have lung 11, lung 10, lung 9, lung 8, lung 7, and lung 5. So we'd need to do needle lung 10, lung 9, and lung 5. And we could incorporate, say, small intestine. So if we put small intestine next to this one, then again we have the 3rd line, the 5th line, and the top line. And small intestine is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8. So we could add small intestine 3, 5, and 8. And these are just examples here. I'm not quite sure where to follow. Just go with you, Lucas, but this is just an example. So we've got yin fire over yang metal. So we have a Xian-Ke relationship, which means that this trigram will reduce metal. So let's just say you've got a middle-aged lady that's come in and she's got asthma. So let's just say she's 40 years of age, 40-year female, asthma. You could say a history of difficulty with older men, older male problem. She's got tightness and tension. Tightness and muscular tension. She could easily have back issues. She has panic attacks. And basically any stress increases symptoms. She may have a red face. She may have cold extremities because it's cardiovascular system. She may have difficulty thinking. So there's so many different symptoms we can put in, but this is when you start to look at the qualities of the trigram and the disorders associated to them, then we can start to build a picture. Any questions on that?
No, it's excellent. But I ask something else.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
This is examples for women and men, okay? For women.
Yep. For women, yeah.
When I have a problem with women and mother, like daughter and mother, or son and father.
Yep. So you could say, so oh, I've done it around the wrong way, but never mind. So this is eldest daughter, middle daughter, and youngest daughter. So that's again young females, middle-aged females, older females, with the mother. Yeah. When you're working with the sons and the mother, and it's probably best to start with the eldest. That's usually the way it goes. So we put the eldest son above, or we'll put the middle son above, or we'll put the youngest son above. And you notice that the yang lines here, so this is the eldest, the middle son's the yang lines in the middle, and the youngest son, the yang lines on the top.
Oh, okay,
and the same with the women, the yin lines on the bottom, that's the eldest, yin line in the middle, middle daughter, yin line on top, youngest daughter.
Is the difficult? It's not the same.
So yeah, familial diagnosis. Sorry.
It's upside down by the daughter and the son. It's reverse, huh? Right?
Yeah, yeah. So if it's related to father, you just put the trigram of Chen underneath, the heaven one, so the three yang lines, and then you can do all of those connections through the feminine or through the masculine. And when you look in the I Ching, you have these two hexagrams, which in Dr. Tan is number 72, and 31 in the I Ching, and this is 54 or 32 in the I Ching, and this one's this one's called mutual influence. And it has the youngest son underneath the youngest daughter. And this one's called long lasting, which is the eldest daughter. So this is eldest daughter and underneath the eldest son. So we have youngest daughter, youngest son. So this is the process, what they, of all life according to living on the planet, is the interaction of a young man and a young lady in courtship. So the dynamic energy of these two creating a new relationship, which then moves into the gentle penetration of wood underneath and the dynamic growth and movement of wood on the outside. So the first two hexagrams in what they call the lower canon are all about relationship. So the whole of the human development in this world is how to have relationship, and that's following the energy of heaven. So it's also working with familial diagnosis is kind of a really interesting way to start working with it and understand and learning about the trigrams, because people, they're always going to come in as a gender, as a certain gender, and it's quite easy to ask them, well, what, you know, do you have any problems in your life with any other person? And if it's a young man comes in, let's just have a look. So we get a young man come in, and you ask him what his issue is. So let's just say he's 12 or 13 and he's coming in for ADHD, and then you say, well, have you got any things that is really bothering in your life? And he said, yeah, my older brother keeps teasing me, and he hits me sometimes and beats me up. So we got elder brother here. So elder brother, younger brother. And you might think, well, actually, I don't really want the elder brother over the top of me because I'm already troubling with that. So we'll put the elder brother underneath, and we'll put the youngest brother on top. And this is a beautiful hexagram called nourishment. And it's also said to be like a mouth. So all of the yin is the open space, and the yang line on the bottom is the lower jaw, and the upper line is the upper jaw. So it's about what nourishment we receive into our body, both through breathing, through food, and also what we allow out of our mouth. So the types of thinking that create the type of communication we have. So you can use it in that respect to start to create a balance. There's so many ways to use Bhagwan, it's just incredible, really. All right. So we have to stop now.
Yes, it's careful. It's careful.